Good morning. It is 7:03 a.m. on Thursday, May 27th, 2021. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. All of you friends and folks, I I'm so happy because after only 2 days of being a little bit tougher in terms of not letting Rocket wake me up at 5 in the morning, he didn't even try this time, or if he did, he didn't successfully wake me up. So this is a vast improvement um, in only a couple of days, and I am very pleased as a result. It's good stuff. uh, so not much else to share about that. I guess it's just that I'm pleased. So thought I would explain that a bit. So had a big thunderstorm roll through last night, and it was the first in a while that felt like it disrupted anything for me. Like, didn't lose power or anything, but my internet was disrupted enough um, that we had to call short the D&D session we were playing, and that was a little disappointing. Um, but thunderstorms are definitely one of those things that I have slightly ambivalent feelings about because as a person, I love them. I think they're exciting, they're exhilarating, and simultaneously kind of relaxing. I literally listen to a recording of one as I go to sleep, and you know, the real ones are, more so, right? They bring the pollen out of the air, they cool things off a little bit, and yeah, it's great stuff. But thunder is scary for dogs. And real thunder is different, So even though, he certainly hears me listening to this recording of one frequently, doesn't seem to bother him at all. Real thunder, not as sure about that. But, it all worked out okay. I played more of the PS5 yesterday. I've now more or less beaten Astro's Playroom, which isn't very long. Um, the there's a few trophies that I didn't get, and I've thought about maybe looking up a trophy guide just because I think all of the ones that remain are probably just things that are not necessarily obvious to try. That you just like, oh, you figured out that if you jump in this one little spot, you can jump up onto a thing, and then when you go to the highest point, you get a trophy. Um, stuff like that, where if you don't just ever try that thing, you wouldn't know. But and then I moved on to Spider-Man Miles Morales, and this is one of those games where like it's a little bit of a hybrid in terms of next generation, right? Because it's primarily so the Insomniac's Spider-Man game, I loved it, but I played that on the PS4, and so it was a PS4 game, and then this is essentially it's kind of a standalone expansion of that game, meaning it's not quite as long as the original main game, and you can play it just entirely separately from the Spider-Man game, but it's very similar in many key mechanics, except now you're playing as Miles Morales. And of course, because of Into the Spider-Verse, which is amazing, a lot of people know who Miles Morales is. But yeah, so it's fun swinging around Christmas time in New York with Miles, and I've been definitely enjoying that. But it's also, like I was saying, it's not kind of a full-blooded PS5 game. Full-blooded is maybe a phrase that ought to probably don't need that phrase. Mm. So the point being, it is not developed for the PS5 from the ground up. It's primarily a PS4 game that they've maybe just tweaked the graphics a little bit. It does look pretty good, but I think my experience playing the beginning of Demon's Souls and then looking ahead, my next big PS5 release that I'm looking forward to is the Ratchet and Clank game on June 11th. and I love the Ratchet and Clank games I've played. I didn't play all of the like the PlayStation 2 era ones, but I played all of the PS3 ones and then the PS4 ones, and yeah, I like Ratchet and Clank, so I'm looking ahead to that one. But yeah, so just having some fun with that. Looking ahead, I'm going to be on some panels at Virtual Balticon, so if you're curious, you can check that out at balticon.org. So this weekend, I'm going to be on several panels. I'll go over my schedule in detail tomorrow morning. But in the meantime, though, I'll talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes.